if a young medico is struggling how to make their concepts?
Most of the students stop here. They make notes and then start memorizing it. Usually it is not lasting knowledge.
How should a person utilize your videos most efficiently to crack USMLE in their first attempt?
My videos are basically for basic concepts. These fundamental concepts, for example, like cardiac cycle or cardiac failure.
A must know for the student for USMLE.
When you are preparing for USMLE, you are aiming for stars. If you really fall, you will fall on moon, not on the dust.
So what is the basic differentiation between the preparation strategy for these two exams?
When you are looking for very big rewards, you have to have great effort. You have to have great input. You have to be too good on the basics.
Sir, when did you decide to shift from practicing medicine full-time to teaching full-time? Hey guys, so I've got someone very special today. If I take his name out, I think every medical student must have gone through his lecture once in his lifetime. He is equivalent to medical concepts around the world. So this time we have gone outside our scope and found a legendary faculty who has guided almost 2 million students through his lifetime. He has a teaching experience of almost 25 years, a YouTube channel with more than 2 million subscribers, and his lectures are viewed by pharmacy, medical, dental, nursing for clinical concepts, medicine and basic sciences. I think by now you must have guessed the name. Yes, it's the Dr. Najeeb sir. So sir has given me the honor to interview him, to not just to know about medicine, not just to know about basic sciences, but life concepts. And they are going to be mind-changing. Not just about medical sciences, not just about concepts, but his life lessons. They were mind-blowing. So today, let's put our hand together with a big round of applause. Let's invite Dr. Najeeb sir to our hot seat. So today is going to be a learning journey for I think every medico in the whole planet. I don't think there is a medico who has not learned something from you. So sir, my first request would be that sir, before we move on to your journey as an educator, as a doctor and everything, I would request you to tell how Dr. Najeeb started initially. What was the beginning of Dr. Najeeb sir?
Yes, basically I'm from Pakistan and I was born in Lahore. And I did my graduation from King Edward Medical College. And after that, I started teaching medical students, right? Even though in an unofficial way, I was teaching the medical student when I was in second year, but in a way, as professionally, I started teaching after my MBBS. So I had a small coaching center and students were coming and I was teaching. Somehow I fell in love with it, right? And that love affair is still going on, right? And I think I have been most faithful to only one beloved, and that is medical sciences, teaching medical sciences, right? So for people, it seems as if it's my profession. For me, I keep on telling my wife, if उर्दू में मैं कहूँ तो मैं अपनी वाइफ को कहता हूँ अगर मैं पढ़ाऊँगा नहीं तो मर जाऊँगा. In English, I must say that if I don't teach, I will die, right? I don't say that I'm a very good teacher, but I would say one thing surely, that I love teaching. I love my students. I love to learn the concepts and I love to simplify the concepts, and it's my passion to teach medical sciences, right? So originally, I didn't come in this field to make money, and I was not knowing in the very beginning that it will become my lifetime journey in this thing, because in those days most of the people they were going after MBBS, they were doing their post graduations and going to the you can say fellowships and choosing some specialities, and they were working on that. But once I started teaching, it was some sort of, I must say, it was something more than passion. What I say more than passion, that many people tried to convince me, Najeeb, what you are doing, do your post-graduation, go to USA, go to UK or some other places. But I was saying always one thing, that I have one life. I'm given one life and I want to live as I, I feel I will be happy. And I have discovered that my happiness comes out of learning and teaching. Once I discovered, I was attached with it so powerfully as I think Majnu was attached with the Laila. Yes, as Majnu was attached with the Laila, so I didn't listen to anyone. In those days, there was no career like this that someone become a teacher at local level or global level. I was just doing it for my happiness. And I remember once in my class, one of my class fellow, he asked me that in the beginning, I was only 50 students, and he said, Najeeb, you are so talented and you are just teaching 50 students or 20 students. So what pleasure you get out of it? I told them, you ask the peacock that you are dancing in the jungle, no one is looking at you, no appreciation. So why do you dance? A peacock heart, the answer will be, I don't care, someone appreciate or not, someone looks at me or not. The beauty is that I danced and I loved it. So that's how my career started. Then eventually in 2006, I started recording lectures, right? But in those days, internet was not so fast that we could serve on the internet. So by that time, I shifted to a country, Dominican Republic. My son was with me and my son, we made a center there, and we had computers, about 40 computers there, and we have recorded all videos on the CDs, and students will come in the center and they will study there, right? Then eventually, I think in 2009 and 10, we started putting our videos on YouTube, and honestly, unexpectedly, response was very good. And when this was such a good response, so we made our website and our journey started, and now whole story. That was how drnajeeblectures.com came into being. And all this journey.
Sir, calling yourself a simple teacher is just an understatement, sir. You are one of the greats, one of the greatest teachers of medicine that the world has ever seen.
No, thank you very much for your appreciation. I would again say I'm very simple teacher and very simple person, because I derive pleasures out of very simple things. I derive pleasure out of very simple things.
Sir, when did you decide to shift from practicing medicine full time to teaching full
I
time?
never practiced medicine. In all my life, I never ever practiced medicine except my house job. But that is, of course, under supervision. As I mentioned, I was in second year MBBS when I started teaching. And I remember, actually, I got married in fourth year. So I was very young, and I was 22 years old and my wife was only 18 years old. We have a motorcycle. I still remember that along the canal we were going on motorbike, and my wife was sitting behind me, and very lovingly, she has passed away, but God bless her. Very lovingly, she asked me, when you will grow up. That was the time I had to grow up. She asked me, when you will grow up and when you will become a big man, you would like to be principal of your medical college? I said, no. She said, then what you want to be more than that? I said, I just want 10 medical students or 10 young doctor, and teaching them whatever I learn every day. And that was my dream. And if that was my dream, then I must say, I'm so much blessed that I've gone far beyond my dreams. What I believe, that as far as fame, I never thought of this. The money I earned in my life, I never thought of that. I never dreamed of that. The love I got from human beings, I have been very blessed. I always say, I'm thankful to the God, I'm thankful to the men, and of course, I'm especially thankful to the women. I've been loved so much in my life. Of course, I had my share of tragedies, but now I'm mature enough. Tragedies are deeply ingrained component of life. That is part of the living.
Sir, I've seen your lectures. I think the best part about your lectures I always find is that you are using hand drawn illustrations instead of PPT. So you always have a very personal touch while you are teaching. Sir, how did you come up with that idea?
Yeah, it's very interesting. Actually, at very early career, I learned the value of drawings. You know, this is the oldest language. Drawing is the language of cavemen, right? It's so old language, and drawing is so universal. For example, if I say parrot in English, you will understand. But maybe if I say parrot in Japanese or I say parrot in Spanish, some people will not understand. But if I just draw a parrot, everyone in the world will understand. That is the immense power of drawing. That is such a universal language. You can draw a sparrow, everyone will understand. But no language in the world can beat the language of the drawing.
Sir, what has been the most rewarding moment of your career?
Every day, right now, I'm happy. You know, not only I'm talking to you, I'm sure I'm talking to so many other people eventually.